Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's poker coaching study session. Today we're going to study three bet pots as a caller. So let's get ready and let's dive into it.
Wow.
Love it.
Future star, future social media influencer.
And that was without a warm-up.
So he bets. We don't have. What do you guys think? I think can we just give this up?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we can just give
Yeah.
this up. I mean, my principle is that we need to have an ability to improve, and only we can improve to really is pair, and all those are dirty. I think we just fold.
Yeah, either bluff with our total crap or fold. Yeah.
Monotone boards are tough. Okay, so this guy uses the big. This is also what's interesting is that in three bet pots, I don't think a lot of people are very practiced in them. At our stakes, probably bigger stakes, it's different. We'll see a lot of these big bets in solver. What is this? Like a B75, B60, and B75, and this will give us more practice dealing with these kinds of sizing. But I don't think we fold an overpair. I think we just call.
Yeah, I think you're going to have raises here. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is interesting. We have
We're
raises.
going
Let's
with an
look at this.
SPR of 1.
I would assume this is a raise out of protection, and like that here. Yeah, these two. Look at the overpairs. These two, which really like protection more than the sliver of kings we're trapping like queens.
So
Yeah,
a sliver of kings can just call here, and queens can just call. That's the idea.
That's the idea, and I think it's a protection raise. What were you going to say, Mike?
I was just wanted to see if you clear the filter, what we're raising when we don't have an overpair.
Okay, like what else is in our raising range?
Yeah.
So 4, not much. 4 and 7s.
So the
Yeah, we don't have.
the ace-4 suited has all the back doors, diamonds, hearts. No, even clubs do.
Yeah, just to balance out the raise, I guess. All right. Call. Now he's going to smash us, and I think we get to fold now. Spell the card is really bad.
Yeah, one of the worst.
Bastard. All right. I'll do one more and pass it on to someone else. Now these are always tough for me because Solver's going to call a lot more than I would here.
Yeah, probably pretty low frequency call.
Yeah, it's a low frequency call. We're probably 4-betting more than anything. I think we call here. Start folding. Start doing anything we want. Mostly calling. I guess we're ahead of so much of his range with this ace king. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Fold. We have
I'm
no pair,
folding.
no draw.
I think you're going to see a little bit of call because we don't have diamonds. We don't have a single diamond, but it's probably mostly just fold.
So we're unblocking backdoor.
The nut no pair isn't very good here.
No, just pure fold. Yeah, pure fold.
Yeah, that's. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
All right, Derek. Good luck, sir.
Well, I'd rather see 2 kings than 1 king.
Good
I'd
point.
rather see 3 kings than 1 king.
What you want to do, sir?
I kind of hate calling here, but I think maybe 20%, 30% calls, fold the rest of the time. Like I said, I'd rather see 2 kings than 1 king. Oh, it's all calls. I'm wrong.
Yeah,
pure-
so I mean, so think about, I mean, sizing is important here, right? He chose the B33.
Okay.
So when he chooses that sizing
We have to call like
in solver land, we're calling
70% of the time.
60%, maybe
Yep.
calling 70%, 75%. You just don't get to fold much on flop when he uses this sizing.
So low bet size, 60-70% calling with something.
Yeah, generally, I think that's what we're looking at here. So he just checked to you.
Okay, so we can check this back. We have no draw here.
If we,
We're drawing to a jack. Oh, we're checking this definitely. That didn't help us. Didn't help him at all. He knows that it didn't help him. Oh, he's got the other
Lols.
jacks. Oh, okay. Okay, I was quite wrong about folding here.
All right. Next hand. All right, you chose to call ace-4 suited versus cutoff.
Against his 3-bet.
Check, I assume.
Yeah, this 100% check. Again, it's small,
B33s.
and we have no flush draw, no straight draw. We're supposed to call here 60% of the time, so we've got to find some calls with crap. I want to fold this actually.
Yeah, I think you might have some folds here. I mean, you have there's really very little.
This is our 30% folds.
There's very little ways to improve.
If we had even just one club, I'd be happy. Oh, yeah, we're crushed.
All right, next one.
Oh, we got overs.
Cut
Of course
overs.
we check. Yeah.
Smidgen of
Continue.
donking. We're gonna ignore that. He chooses big bet. He chooses a B75.
Okay, he 3-bet, so he doesn't have many ace-4s, does he? Ace-2s? I mean 4-2. 4-2,
No.
4-7 is not in his range. Maybe 4-7 is, but I don't
Well,
think
you've
he
got. I
has
think you've got
a
the nut
straight.
advantage here because
We have lots of 6s, 5s, and 3s. That's for
you
sure.
have 6s and 5s. He doesn't have
And
6s and
4s
5s.
and 7s.
So range versus range, I think you've got another.
So we have a range advantage. So we could use that, or we could just
I
call.
think you got a nut advantage.
Yep, we got a nut
But-
advantage.
Yeah.
Well, we have a nut advantage. You bet big, right? Because nut advantage changes the size of your bet.
Well, he
Range
bet into
advantage.
you. Well, he bet, right? He was a 3-better. You checked on flop. And he bet.
So we're definitely not folding this.
No.
So we can call here.
Calling's
And
fine
at
against
some
the
raises.
size. Let's play with this a little bit and see something. So you still got raises because your hand's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
These are like jacks and queens are your best. Your best paired hands in this situation that you flat 3-bet with.
Uh-huh.
Because you're always out of position. You're always gonna 4-bet kings and queens. So these are like your best paired hands. This flop actually is really good for you. Which means
Yeah.
he really shouldn't.
This is one of the best flops we could possibly hope for.
Yeah. There's not as much donking as I thought.
So you said, do you always 4-bet queens?
You
no,
always four bet aces and kings.
yeah, always four bet aces. You
But
four bet
there's a-
queens at a very high
You four bet
frequency. out of
queens quite a
position.
bit, it looks like, right?
Yeah, hey, Scotty. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, I mean, so you're out of position, right? So you don't have as many traps as you would in position.
Right.
In theory, out of position, you're motivated to fast play aces, kings, and queens because one, you reduce the SPR, and two, you don't have positional game.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay. So anyway, we're calling. What would you like to do now, sir? On turn, repeat
it's
3.
check. We still check this.
Okay.
Out of position, I like to check.
He's
That's
not slowing
okay.
down.
He bets quite a bit.
Yeah, you can see off here. We've got a cheat sheet here. He, where my cursor is, he bet 75%. He's 75.
I don't see a lot of threes in his range. Maybe ace three.
no, it's
He's not three
it's
betting
when he
ace
has aces,
three.
kings, queens. No, it's when it's aces, kings, and queens that you're beat by, and it's when it's ace, king, and ace, queen, it's still bluffing. But you're not worried about the 3.
Yeah. So we can call this.
Yeah.
I would
Now,
say.
I think calling's
We have
fine.
lots
I
of-
wonder if you're going to have, I'm not sure. I wonder if you're going to have some shoves here. You see SPR
Yeah,
now,
it's-
what he puts this in is 1. I
Well,
think
we
you
wanted
might
to
have some
continue
shoves
bluffing with this, right?
to get value from 10s and 9s and maybe a flush draw that has to call off. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I just want him to keep bluffing his final 49.
Yeah, we can mix it. We're going to mix shoves.
Yeah. Okay. Shoves isn't bad,
Oh.
but I think I want him to bluff here.
Okay, yeah, and that's a fine strategy.
So
Um,
I plan to just check call his shove.
And then you want to check here?
Yeah. We want him to shove.
We want him to check
Oh.
back, I think.
Oh, you
Yeah,
got you.
So we're calling.
I
this.
want I want the solver to shove, but in game, I want to consider folding here.
Well, I think that in 1-3, people don't bluff enough on the river.
That was
So
exactly
I call.
my thought.
Goodbye, Stack.
I would fold in
Yeah.
in the games that I play.
Yeah.
Scotty said you've got a small window. Do you want to take a couple?
Yeah, I'll take a couple. That'd be great.
Okay.
Alright.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I think against solver on that one, yeah, that's 100% call on the river, and against population. Consider a lot of folding on that river when they
Yeah.
3-barrel, because a lot of them don't fire the 3rd barrel, and I am going to check.
Yeah. I
And
agree
call
100%.
here.
Like
Yeah,
that's probably a leak
Yeah.
in my game is
Yeah.
that
right.
I assume
He
that
bet-
you're not bluffing
yeah.
on the river.
So he bet small here, so I'm gonna have some check raises, but I still gonna do the call here. My backdoor flush, I like to keep in there. When he has a king, it's a better king than me. And when he doesn't have a king, I don't need to raise. I'm the only card I don't want to see, particularly is the ace.
Okay.
And there are only 3 aces in the deck when he has it, so I'm gonna call.
Work that out.
Yep, I'm good. I don't need to do that. And for the same reason I'm checking. Oh, and he checked here?
Yeah.
We're in a 3-bet pot, but I'm in position now.
Yeah, it's switching.
Oh,
You're in
switching. Okay.
position right now.
Oh, am I the 3-better?
No. So this is
No, he
in this.
he donked into me. He donked into me. I can.
No,
No,
he did not dunk.
He 3-bet. He 3-bet, but I'm in position. Good enough.
Yeah, today we're playing as 3-bet caller.
Right. I think that I'm going to mostly check the turn, and if he checks the river, I'm going to bet for value.
Check.
Yeah, mostly check. There's going to be some betting here, and when I bet, it's going to be, doesn't matter the size. I was going to say
Yeah.
that it was going to be about 20, but that's fine. Yep. But mostly check. And now if he checks now I'm going to bet for value. And my value bet in game is going to be 50%. And against the solver is going to be,
B60.
yeah, that seems like a good size. And some 35. Okay, it wants to
A
go the
little
bigger one.
greedier. This
Yeah,
is
a little
fine.
greedier or less greedy. Great. I'm happy
Alright.
with that.
Good job.
Yeah.
You beat the beat the solver.
Yeah.
All right, you called a 3-bet with
I'm very happy about
9-8
calling that
suited and
3-bet.
you flopped it.
Right.
And he has
And
checked you.
I'm
The
betting.
question is, do we trap or do we bet?
I'm betting.
I always lose all my money or win a lot here.
Yeah.
I don't consider
I'm
the
bet-
other flushes.
Yep. I'm betting
what-
and I'm betting 33% because it's a because whether I have the flush or not on 3 flush boards, I bet small.
So I think that we're gonna have traps here at some frequency.
Yep.
But I think betting probably is in there too.
Yep, we got some traps. Great. Oh,
Oh, jeez.
for just a second, I hated that card. For
What is
just a
happening
second.
here?
I'm going to be doing a lot of betting. All right. So we just got to make sure that it's all in by the river against another spade. That's easy. So we can do, let's see if we do 50 followed by 50. That's going to do it, right? Where it's 79, 50 is going to be 60, it's 80. Yeah, I can do 50-50. I can also do can I get all in? Is 2E 33-33? Let me just do this math real quick.
Yeah, 33.
26 is going to make it 66. No, it's not. Okay, so I'm going to bet 50. Bet 50-50. 2E.
So
Okay,
good
he's
at
going
this
for
one.
the extra small to get there. Great, and now all in.
Does he show up with the ace of spades?
No,
Two pair.
2 pair. Okay.
Oh,
Nice
okay.
hand, sir. That's a first.
Hey, by the way, I got more money from, oh, did he call off the 7th? No, he folded him. I got more money than the solver. The solver bet smaller.
That's true.
Oh, no, he bet bigger. No, I got less money than the solver. He did bigger and smaller, but mostly bigger. Okay. Solver outplayed me.
Let's just take a moment to enjoy our straight flush.
Yes.
All
I
right.
haven't had a straight flush this year.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
done
How
it.
long did how long did it take you guys to go from, oh, damn, now the ace of spades beats me to, oh, damn, I killed the ace of spades.
You
There was
won
definitely
Yeah,
that
a
game.
just
second
noticed.
there. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
definitely a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, oh, what a disastrous card. No, wait.
What a great card. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it took
this
me a
is so
second
easy.
there.
Oh, this one's easy. I know this. Check. And I know my next move. This is so easy. Oh, so great. Call. Now you fold it without a spade. All
I
right.
think you need to have a spade.
Need a spade. You just need a spade. I knew.
Let's just confirm that.
I
Look
knew
at all
that.
the under
Yeah.
pairs real quick.
Once I said it, I realized it. Yeah.
Okay, so if we go to filter under pair.
Yeah.
Spade.
Only with a spade. Always a spade. Yep. I heard Louis' voice in my head right as I did it.
You need
okay,
a spade.
Need a spade. And I was gonna check fold the turn now that this card comes up anyway. You just jammed on him.
All right, next
Okay.
one, Scotty.
Oh, I get one more? Okay. All
This
right,
is an
this one,
interesting one.
this one I know. Out of position, I'm going to check, and this time I'm definitely calling. I have the backdoor heart, and I have other ways to go on. So check.
Yeah, pair plus a backdoor equity, I think we should a lot of calling.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way I fold this now. This one I got. Half pot, sure, call. Yep, this is easy. And now I picked up some equity to lose more money. Check. Check. Great. And I believe that I do not value bet or turn this into a bluff. Then there's going to be a little bit of, there's always going to be some turning it into a bluff, but I like better the check and calling a reasonable size bet against the solver and against a human. Really go on go on a sizing tell.
Yeah,
Got
I
that.
have trouble with third pair calling it down.
Yeah. Great. We don't care. We're going to win or lose. Yay.
Yep, it is fine.
I'm so happy.
Anybody else wants to drive?
I'll drive if no one else wants to.
I mean, if we're just go down the list, we'll
Yeah, Mike, you want to drive?
Sure. Oh, he goes big.
Yeah,
It's
this is a weird
it's
one.
going to be a board that he can do this with pretty much with a pretty high frequency. Um,
I guess because this board misses all of our three-bet calling range except like the ace three suited.
yeah, this is that situation we kind of had earlier where we can raise, which I think I kind of want to do here.
Nice,
But
spicy. What
that
size do you want to go?
is all in going to be too big? Is that? I don't think so. Yeah, jam. I'm picking jam. No, it's just
Oh,
pure call.
there's never.
What does he what size did he use? He used a B75.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
used a bigger size.
Let's just see what our reaction is in solver. So he uses a B75, right? Here. This is kind of like a low frequency bet, high frequency check, but when he bets big board, which he pointed out. So he chooses the size. We do get shoves.
But we want a spade. I thought not having a spade was better.
I didn't
guess
know we got shoves on this. Nice
just gives
play.
us more equity when we have the spade and we get
That
called.
was a really good finding of that. I thought the jam was just wrong. No, but
Yeah,
that's
I agree. This
that was really close to right. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know we had shoves. So what are the ingredients to make a shove here? Front door, right? So we get the front door. We get shoves.
Here's
And
the important thing from this. We have no check raise that isn't a shove. We have check calls and check shoves and check folds.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
The only question I would have is, well, I think it's because well, his size is so big, right? It's
Yeah.
just it becomes you don't really have that much of an SPR to have any kind of subtlety in your check raise, I think. But yeah, I guess the takeaway is to make this play, you need the spades. Except it swaps when you get to queens.
Yeah, even jacks was not necessarily spade driven. I mean, a little bit, but there's still shoves without a spade in the jack section.
Tens have no, yeah, tens are
Mike, you were so close to being right. I'm gonna
Really?
give you 10 points anyway.
For
think
finding
he's
that the
correct.
only raise size, was a jam, none of us were gonna find that. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of like the easy part of it, because any other raise size just commits you. I mean, it was only a pot size jam, really.
Yeah.
Let's see, so here. Yeah, I guess it is a little bit. All right. Okay, next one, Mike. We got a position.
We're checking.
Check.
And we are folding. Folding.
Yep.
They're not good.
We are, cut off king. Okay, yep, we're checking. And most likely we would be folding. Now we get to consider. Hmm.
I agree.
I think I'm checking here, but I bet there is going to be some bidding now. I just wouldn't know what size to make it,
Oh, we
but
did?
I'm gonna check.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a check. I think we're just trying to navigate the showdown here.
And to the small size, I think we can call.
Great, especially on a turn that doesn't change anything. This turn does not shift equity. Look at that.
Okay,
It has raises. Well, it mostly folds though.
but it does mostly fold. I thought he would still have a range that would include some bluffs that we
I
could.
thought this was a call as well.
Because it's funny because I would have folded the flop, but now that it got to us, with paired, when it pairs the 5, I thought our 7s go up in value and up in equity.
That's what I thought too.
I thought they're checking their best aces on the flop some portion of the time.
Which he
Yeah.
was doing. Let's see how much he's doing that.
Yeah.
That's a good question to look at. So, I think there's gonna be more trapping when you're out of position too. I'm sorry, there's more trapping when villain is in position.
Yeah.
So here he is on flop. Let's look at his ace. Let's just look at his pair of aces. Top pair. That's pretty linear. He's mostly betting what he's betting 60% of the time. But as it goes down, he bets less and less, so it's linear. But he even has a component of checking. One more, Mike?
Yep.
All right. Skate, you haven't gone yet, right?
No, I guess I'll go next or whatever.
Okay. All right.
This comes from the small blind. He goes that half pot, right?
Yeah, B50s.
I'm not folding. Just wondering if we ever get to raise here, but I'm gonna call. I feel like you can mix in some raises. Probably not in position though. Yeah, not much.
How about that side?
Oh, and then he takes another half pot size from the small blind. I think we just have to call here.
Yeah, I don't think we need
Yep.
to raise a position. I agree. I mean, makes it a little too easy for him to play. Oh, we do. Look at that.
Whoa.
Half the time we shove it.
Pretty high frequency.
I'm surprised.
Me too.
Yeah.
Let's look. Maybe it has to do with SPR. What's our SPR here? So he puts this in. So the SPR now is effectively less than 1
Yep.
for the aggressor stack.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's just like he's pot committed. And how far up in our range do we shove? So this is like, not all the ace queens shove. Well, maybe next. Ace king. King. What about queens at top of our range? Let's look at this a breakdown kind of. So the very top of our range, which is like sets, we're not shoving into them. But then, our equity goes down to 60, like the 50s and 60s, where I guess we can benefit from protection a little bit. Here we begin to see shoves. But I think the interesting part is that the very top of our range, which are the sets, are not shoving.
Because I mean, when we get called, I mean, I think we're going to be kind of screwed. I mean, he's just really calling with king, queen, or maybe queen, jack, and better.
Let's find out. So if we call, he bet here, he bet big, right?
Yeah,
He's
he
not
went
slowing
50.
down. We choose to shove. What's his calling? Well, he's calling half the time. That's the first thing. So he's calling off with like ace king. Call it, please.
So queen 10 is the bottom top pair.
Yeah, he's calling off queen 10. So, like, if you look at filters, like, he's never folding top pair. We have the best top pair. He's obviously never folding these kings. And we lose value from jacks maybe, but
Yeah,
I
which
guess
roll over the jacks. Okay.
he wants to, yeah, it's not clear. He wants to call off without heart. All right, so we're gonna call. I don't think we ever fold top pair, top kicker, and solve them.
Pretty gross though.
Agreed.
I think populate, like if I'm playing here, this is like I'm like hovering over the fold button versus a solver. I think you have to call. I think you're right. Like in the solver here, you call, but in game, this probably is a fold.
That's well stated. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. 100%. So I'm because, like I say, my population doesn't bluff enough on the river.
Yeah.
Like most people don't have the balls to bluff big.
Let's look at this real quick. Let's look at, okay, his all in here, right, on river. Then let's, let's go small one, sorry. And let's go to trash hands. So what, these are his bluffs. So his bluffs are like, bluffs all in. Are like ace, king, so. Do you guys ever think humans are finding this triple barrel with the ace, king, which missed?
Yeah, I think ace king is one of those that people will land here with and think they have to keep going with it. I don't
Yeah.
think it's too much of a stretch, but I think some of these other ones, they're not getting here with these. They're not three betting pre-flop with 8-7 and 5-4, and
Well, that's a good point. They're not gonna have as polarized a three-bet range.
yeah.
Ace five, maybe they find it. In these other ace fours, but yeah. Like this 8-7 isn't there, it's 5-4 isn't there.
Clear the filter so we can see the whole range. And so they would, yeah, so king, queen, jack, oh yeah, queen, jack, jack's a set. Yeah, I guess, I mean, that's not too bad in terms of the bluffs.
Yeah, it's not really a. Well, you can see it here, he doesn't have a super polarized range, right? Like, he doesn't have it, he goes down to the bottom here. And like the 12, like this, obviously, what's this? Like the ace king. It's 5. Here's the 5-4, he doesn't have that one. This isn't that much, this isn't a very polarized range. On river. Alright. Next game. Let's see what we got. Nice answer.
Owned us.
But we have blockers.
That's right.
All right, Mike. We've got 5-4.
Okay, yeah, I'm still up. Let's check, obviously, out of position. And we're gonna fold if he bets. Okay.
Now this is an interesting spot because
We are
I'm
at
not
the
sure.
extreme
We're at the
bottom
very
of,
bottom of range.
yeah, I don't know if we just get to start betting because you feel like I wouldn't bet. I wouldn't choose this hand. I don't think I'd choose. There's just no equity in it.
5 high. Come on, it beats 4 high.
It does. So this is where it gets weird, right? Because you do get to choose it sometimes. And you get to choose it with 2.5x pot. You get B250s here.
Our 5 high is never good, so let's bluff.
Not me.
Yeah, I just think you just have so many more better options. That's why I was like, I know 5 high is not going to win, but I'm just kind of basically saying, yeah, I'm done. I'm not trying any harder. I would choose other options.
I'd rather bluff with my nut flush draw.
So it's bluffing with the 5. If you choose to play 5-4 here.
Oh yeah, those make sense. But 5-4
makes
diamonds and 5-4 clubs, I would never pick those.
Yeah, I agree.
5-4
It's very low
hearts,
frequency in solver
give
too,
it
right?
to me, yeah. 5-4
In solver,
clubs,
it's just mostly give up.
yeah. 5-4 diamonds, 5-4.
Okay.
Woohoo! Bottom pair.
Ooh, so now when we get here with check. Now I almost like to. I mean, solver's they're gonna protect their range here quite a bit, like a lot better than you know, the people we play against. They're not checking jacks, any kind of jack or sets on the flop or two pairs, not even top pair. I almost wonder if we can now take this for a diamonds, just like they were thinking about it on the turn for a big bet. We can still win. I mean, they have, you know, if we do some hand reading, they have hands like what? They can have ace king, I suppose. They can have all the ace kings.
Check.
But the
Some ace X bluffs, yeah. I mean, checking, and we can possibly win.
Nice answer.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't bluff it.
I wonder if we go big, that aces say goodbye.
When the flush comes in,
Yeah.
Let's find out. So let's look at our bluffs. We just don't have very many bluffs on this. Sixes do it. So let's say, so like, what is our size then? This is trash hands and weak hands. And if we choose to bluff, let's see if we, the question is, if we do choose to go 3/4 pot, B76, do aces fold? Aces are now indifferent. They have. Aces fold without a blocker.
Yeah, his particular combo would have probably folded.
All right. I'm a little foggy brain today. Is it who's next?
Gate.
Yeah.
Kate, you ready?
let's do it.
All right. You're the 3-bet. You are calling a 3-bet from the hijack with ace jack, which is cut off. You've got a good flop.
Ooh, good
What are you gonna
flop
do?
here. Well, it's a good flop for us. We are out of position, so let's default check.
Yeah, we're gonna check the 3-better. You got small. What do you want to do?
You bet small. We have one over. We do have some raises, but it's going to be mostly calling. It's going to be, I'm going to call here, but I'm pretty sure we do have some, you know, some, I don't know. My alarm went off. Some, raise to 15, some portion, mostly.
Yeah, we're gonna have some check raises here for sure. I think we can probably do both. What do you guys like to do in gaming? Do you like to check raise? Do you like to call or do you mix?
I probably in game, I would probably go more towards raising this hand.
Yeah,
I'm
I think as humans, I will raise this a lot. So I think in theory, it's supposed to be based on his sizing. We'll look at that in a second, but I think calling here is going to be part of the strat. Most of the strat. All right, so you've turned additional equity, sir. What would you like to do? Would you like to check to the original 3-better?
This is, okay. Yeah, I'm still going to check, but I wonder if we could, yeah, we have some donks there with the added, yeah,
Yeah, we do
equity
get some
there.
donks, this added equity. B50. Interesting.
Nice. Okay.
What
Well,
say you, sir? Keep that a B75.
Yeah, it's a big bet. I think we could. I don't think we're folding. We could just call.
We get to shove sometimes. We have so much equity, we get to shove.
Thought about that. I guess at this SPR we can shove, right? It's got to do with
Yeah,
the
in
SPR.
solver land we can. We can shove.
Okay.
We miss, unfortunately.
We missed, but we do have all the sevens. Still, I don't believe we're bluffing. Bluffing from the. Excuse me. Yeah, we're checking. Whoa.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Find this. Stick that in your solver and smoke it, as they say.
Yeah, as I'm doing now, but I didn't even know that we could bluff from the top up here, huh?
So this could be driven by the fact that we now have, this is an equity shifting river card, right? So when this, so right here, we call ranges.
Nice.
He's got this massive nut advantage, right? So the imposition player is the blue line. He's the cutoff. He's got this significant nut advantage, which we should be able to see here.
Us,
These
right, with
buckets.
all the sevens, all the.
Yeah, he's got 29% of the best hands, right? You can see here. He's got aces, kings, and queens. Because right now,
Yeah.
the only straight on board is the 9-7 suited, but you don't have that. You don't have the 9-7 suited. But then when this 9 comes, which brings 4 left straight in,
Mhm.
let's see what happens to these buckets. Boom. See what happened? So we flipped, right? Here, the imposition player has the advantage. This card so dramatic in theory, this card so dramatically shifts equity to you, the out of position player, that you are allowed to dunk with your, I would assume, is your entire range here. Because now you've got the nut advantage in spades. So you're not going to see that many dramatic shifts, but I mean, and whether you guys want to apply this to playing a game, that's another question. But in theory, this is quite an interesting strategy here, right?
Yeah, because like I knew we
When
could bluff, but because of our range, right? It's not about our hands, it's about our range.
Yeah.
So when
So
a
you
huge
now have
equity
this massive
shifting
nut
card,
advantage because you have all the straights. Now the question becomes also, how much of your range are you bluffing?
Yes.
That's a good look at the house. So here, you are, yeah, you're betting, you're donking a lot. You're donking more than half the time across these three big sizes here. And go to filters. Let's do it this way. Yeah, you're donking across very top of range. Sets, your straights. These are the top sets, right? The Jack X. And then you're only really checking with your top pair. And then this gives you a chance to bluff at the very bottom of your range. So interesting strat.
Yeah.
I think and that's why he doesn't bet, because he knows this is like a shifting card. All right. Next hand.
Mm. Nice.
All right. You got jacks out of position to the 3-bet. You chose to flat jacks to a 3-bet.
I'm trying to remember what we do at a position. Sure, but I think we check.
Check, I think. You bet small. What would you like to do?
A bit small. I think I'm gonna call, but we do have some raises like before. Maybe some, yeah, 15, but mostly calling.
Yeah, I think you must call here.
Yeah, in this.
Six of hearts. I don't think that really changes anything. So I think, well, what do you think?
Yep, same story, check.
He polarizes.
That's pretty polar there.
His thing.
That's so polar. Let's go with I think I'm folding. I don't know why.
Maybe because it's the right choice.
Good
Yeah.
fold. Good fold,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh no.
Faster. So what are we folding there? I was leaning towards call. Well, the size is so big. I guess we just
I
have to
wanted
pull a large person down.
Yeah.
The B75s. Yeah, we're just mixing. We need the spade to continue. We want to block.
In my
Yeah.
heart, I knew we should call it, but solver.
Well, you made the right choice in solving it.
Yep.
And again, we see these just like YOLO. When he makes this big size with top of range, we're gonna YOLO. But we're gonna shove here. But since we're the solver, very top of range here, our sets and our ace queen, we're gonna have some bluffs down. Like the king jack. Flush draw the king jack. Flush draw the king 10. This is, I think, why NMV against humans. I mean, they're gonna have to have the proper amount of bluffs. Maybe. Okay, mixed hand. You defended the 10-9 and get that into from the
All
out
right,
of position
UTG.
3-better in the big blind.
All right, so this time. Okay, so we are in position, or
We are in position. So
Yeah.
you RFI, you got 3-bet by the big blind, and in UTG you chose to call.
fold. Yeah, because we would be. Yeah, because we don't have much of the aces, ace king. We would be, yeah, the action would be different
Yeah, I think
pre-flop.
this is probably a fold.
Yeah, fold.
All right, well.
Oh, nice. Hey, real just check our pre-flop. I'm curious. I think we actually do have some ace kings under the gun versus a big blind 3-bet. I think we do have some ace king offs. Yeah.
Right. Do we?
We
Because
do.
I was thinking of our.
Or even
In
ace
theory, in the UTG against big blind 3-bet, we do. Yes, this is our pre-flop.
I think like even against population, I mean, I don't believe we're gonna be like shoving a lot too. Like against population, I think I'm mostly, maybe shoving suited already, if we want to, but offsuit just.
Well, I think in theory, you with offsuit, you prefer to shove. But I think theory is that offsuit has less ability to continue after flop, right? If you have the suited variety, then You have backdoors and your front door flushes, it's a lot easier to bet. So that's why when you look at theory versus a 3-bet, we're shoving ace king off and not ace king suited. So ace king suited as a 4-bet has a better ability to continue
True. Right.
because of flush
So
draws.
you want to play the same way against humans then, in a sense?
Yes. For me, yes. Because it just for these two combos here, I do want to play the same way, and it's based on the fact of my ability to continue after the flop. I feel like I can continue better. Because it's going to be
Okay.
easier to continue with the suited variety at a higher frequency than it is with the unsuited variety. The offsuit variety.
Okay. Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
let's say it's like, well, let's take this, let's take like, let's just take this as an example on the flop. I have a lot more hands that I can continue with, I feel like, when I have ace king suited here. Because I can continue obviously with diamonds and any spade I can continue with as well, very easily. And here I continue with the diamond, but it's a lot harder. So, anyway,
Yeah. When we get called. True.
yeah,
Thank you.
or a 4-bet. So, next hand. And then maybe I'll take a couple. Okay, you are out of position. You called with king jack suited.
Okay. I think we check.
Interesting. Check.
Yeah, this card is better for them, so I'm gonna go ahead and check.
Now is the question.
Yeah, do we? Now is the question. I don't think we get called by worse, so I check.
Okay, I think you're going to get value bets here
Really?
because he's checked down 2 streets. So I think you get the value bet because you get value from 9s and 10s and jacks. I think. But
Right? Yeah, I think you're probably right because, like solver, I don't believe they're going to be checking on the turn, like almost none of their kings, right? Because why would they?
yeah. But check might be
Mm.
part of the strategy.
Probably mostly check with some.
Yeah, we're both right. We could
Yeah.
block bet our. So you're fine. You're good.
Nice.
Thinking. And checks back. Yeah. So yeah, you want to
Yeah.
get value from a hand like this, like he's just trying to get a showdown. So you can block bet at some frequency, but your play is fine. All right, why don't I take a couple?
Well, why did solver check the flop with top pair, top kicker?
Question. Let's go look.
That's a really good question.
I'm confused.
Gonna check a lot on
Me
that
too.
particular flop too.
Yeah. So hijack here. So on flop. All right. So we've gone back in time to the flop. So across this flop, he checks at some frequency. He had the ace 8 of spade. He mixes, so like you can see he mixes across his entire range on this flop texture. And if you look, so he's in cutoff. I think in theory, he is checking at some frequency when he doesn't have the nut advantage. We've got the nut advantage, right? Because you got to think about who has all the 8s and 7s here.
We do.
Yeah, out of position, exactly. Exactly. And so that is driving our check frequency here.
True, but we block the 8s too with the top pair.
That's a good point. He does block the sets. Very good point. But I think that
Yeah.
results in him checking a lot of his range, even up to aces, right? So he's checking across everything. Like look at
Okay.
breakdown. Oops. Everything across his range is checking. Except the very top of his range, which is the times he finds a 3-bet with 8s. Everything else is checking. Because I think it's because out of position has the nut advantage, as Mike mentioned on this texture. Okay, I'll take a couple. We choose to call the 4s, and then he checks.
You choose to raise the 4s in the first place.
Yeah, this is very low. This is super low frequency.
Yep.
He checks to us. I don't think we get to start turning this into a bluff. Maybe we do.
I think you do.
Especially in UTG, right? It's
Yeah.
supposed to be super strong. All right, you convinced me.
Oh,
Let's,
I'm sorry. No, we called. My bad. I thought for some reason it was just a single raise pot. Never mind.
Yeah, in UTG though, our range is very strong against big blind. I think maybe we did get some. Yeah, let's try it. Yeah, we do. We do get some.
Yep.
Because we're just your bottom of range, and our UTG range versus big blind 3-bet range is really strong.
I think it really is going to like those low pairs to do it with too.
I'm gonna yellow it. It's probably a mistake. Let's give up. Oops. Oopsie, sorry.
Cookie jar.
Oh, look, he's trapping. Okay, next. 9s. I think we continue. I mean, so the easy heuristic is we continue with the spade, fold without, even to this B75. I think that does this B75 change it at all?
I think it does.
Yeah, this isn't a B33 or B50. Yeah, we fold to this size.
Yeah, and I think you're right. The size. I think they're still well, as you can see, they're still calling, but it's much less frequent than if it was the small bet.
Yeah. Let's just confirm.
And if you didn't have the spade, it'd be pure fold.
So let's filter for under pair. So right now we're mostly folding. We've got some with our spades, mostly folding. Let's make it a B50, and then let's look. Now, yeah, we're almost calling super high freak. B33, which I think we'll see the most in game in humans. We're always calling with the spade. So that's an important thing to think about just in theory land. Sizing matters. Faster. All right, this is another interesting one where he checks to us.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm getting the tough ones here. We really benefit from folding out ace high. Oh, a little bit. So we are bluffing here, just a smaller size. So we are bluffing like I just chose the wrong size to bluff.
Hmm.
But we are bluffing because we want to fold out these here.
That ace-6 suited 3-bet is almost non-existent, I think.
In
Yeah.
my population, definitely. Most people don't even play the ace-5, ace-6 suited.
Um, yeah, it's definitely, we're not gonna see it at this frequency against humans. It's happening a lot more. So that.
Show the whole suited aces there. Like, yeah, just okay. So it's kind of like that range right in there, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6.
I might find it with the ace-4 and ace-3, ace-4 and ace-5
Yeah, me too.
with the wheel, but I'm not gonna find it here.
Yeah, within my study parameters, I take those all that 3-bet right there that you saw in the 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I put them all into the 4 and the 5.
Yeah.
I put them all into the 5. That's my simplification, but 4 and 5 sounds good.
All right, next one for me. He checks to us. Now this is interesting. He checks,
Oh, yeah.
and he's got some frequency of ace king, obviously. We're blocking it. Um, this becomes a question of do we value bet or do we check it down? I think we bet.
Yeah, I think we
Do anything.
Because that's a board he should be betting a lot.
Yep, agreed. Good point. Good point. I didn't think about that part.
And we can just crush queen, queen. He has to call. We block us from hitting a set. It's just great.
Continue betting. He wants to polarize more.
also small blind 3-bet range is going to be maybe among the widest out of all positions.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right, so we are never just calling this. We're always shoving.
No. Yeah. Don't let him get away with that.
Oh, he
Queen, queen,
called. What is he
queen,
call?
queen. Queen, queen, baby.
Down. Heroes with the queens.
Well,
My hand
It's got-
readings call me Negreanu.
I
I
know.
wonder. I wonder. Did he mix to call those queens, or was he pure calling queens after he block bets?
Okay, so here he blocked. She's doing at a high frequency. He's block betting this repeat king at a high frequency. He still has a sliver of ace king. He plays this way. So he block bets, we shove, and the question is, he's mixing. He's indifferent.
Was
And
his-
he
Was his
wants
combo?
diamond club. He wants to block no he wants to block no flush draw of any kind on the
Heart.
flop.
Club. Our club. What about all his underpads? So, these are the only, I guess he likes blocking king, queen. He likes blocking our combo. Would be my guess.
Yeah, good call. That's a good point.
All right, one more. We'll give Scotty a chance because he's
All right,
back in the fold. I'll
let's see
take
if I
one
can
more here.
avoid my suit problem.
All right, so I'll take this one, hit it over to you because this is a good one. We just call. We're in great shape here. We're like at the top of range. We're
Yeah.
in position. I don't think we ever raise. We do raise some, but mostly call.
Yeah.
We want to value bet here. Question is what size? I don't know if this is like with the straight coming in.
Yeah, it seems like we can't bet big because of the straight.
Blocking.
So I think that makes us B50. Yeah.
We check a lot here.
Did we have any big, I didn't see that node, how many big bets we had.
We'll look real quick. What was our imposition?
It was a
turn?
small percentage of big bets. It was like 3%.
Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Great. And he folded ace jack, which is great, I think. As it turns out.
So turn with the straight coming in. Yeah, we don't have big bets that much. We don't ever have over
Yeah.
bets.
Yeah, good. Okay,
All right, you want to take a couple?
sure, I'd be happy to.
Here we go.
Okay. We are going to check and consider, and we're going to consider raising based on his size. This should still check with some bets. Bet jack does turn this into marginal made, so I think I'm gonna check call this, but there'll be some betting even there. Yeah. And the bets are small, good. Check, and now we can value bet. He's chosen not to bluff. We think that he has an ace high hand, and ace high is gonna call, it's gonna call a 52% bet, and it might call a 76. I say, in game, I say 52.
Well played,
Two and
sir.
smaller. Yeah, and he
Go,
folds
go,
his
go.
ace high, folds his
Fold
ace
it.
king. Sometimes they call there.
All right, so in position as 3-bet caller, and you got check to, then open ended.
I would like to bet 33%,
WP, sir.
and I can check also half the time. Great. I like that. Call.
Yeah, we're not folding.
We're not folding yet. We're
That's
gonna
our
fold
first
the turn.
check raise.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get there on the turn. Without a spade, but we're still not folding. All right, now we're folding.
Yep.
Oh, but wait, hold on.
Garbage
That's
card,
small.
garbage card.
That's really small. Give me a second
That's
here.
tiny.
Yeah. With the spade coming in, I want to fold to that size. I am 20% to make the nuts, except for the fact that spades are already the nuts. This is so hard. I think fold, just fold it.
Yeah, you're on
Good,
the
it's
edge
hard.
here.
It's hard.
You're on the precipice.
Hooray.
Fold, sir.
Oh, genius.
This is an interesting spot.
An interesting spot. We're ahead most of the time, but when we're not ahead, we're way behind. So just call. We're still ahead most of the time, just call. Same thing.
Getting different.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This
Yeah,
big
yeah.
size. It'd be
Because
75.
he's setting up for a jam. What are you hitting check for? Wait a second. We split with any ace but the ace king. Is he gonna check an ace king here? And is he gonna call a king queen to our bet, to our half pot bet? Is he ever, he's never folding an ace king. I don't think ace king checks here. All in.
In the
Alright.
game. What's the
It's in
check?
the tree. All right. I don't think population ace king checks here.
Well, the other thing is that when you shove,
Mhm.
what calls it's worse? Well, let's find out. Definitely something does because it's in the game tree, right? So we
Somebody's
know that
king
it's gotta be
calls.
profitable at some frequency.
Yeah.
Because this is, you know, the first question becomes,
Some real opponent calls you with a king, and some real opponent out there misreads his hand and folds an ace.
um, first question is what's your equity? So your equity is huge, right? After he checks, you have the kind of equity they can show. All you're getting here with is mostly high equity hands,
Yeah.
especially
But
after
look
he
at-
checks out of position on river. So then the question
look at the-
becomes,
Look at those calls with the king, though.
yeah. So when we
Look at that
when we
king 10.
shove here, what does he call with? Well, he calls with breakdown. Well, let's go with this one.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, but he still calls with king 10.
He calls with second pair at some frequency.
Yeah.
So
And we
that's
beat
one.
king 10.
That's two pair.
Yeah, but we have two pair also.
That's yeah.
His
No,
king,
he
his
has
king
a
10
better two
beats
pair with king 10.
not than our ace queen.
No, I mean, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes, so his king 10 beats a king queen,
Yeah.
and so ace king 10 10. So he can call with that because he beats other kings, and therefore we can bet our ace.
Yeah.
And the question is, in real life, if the ace king is not checking there, if the opponent's ace king doesn't check, then this is a good bet. And if the opponent has that much ace king in their range, this is a bad bet. And I think that the opponent is overweighted to have bet his ace king away. And wait a minute, did he bet all of his ace king away? He did. Oh, I'm fine with this then.
The only question I have, okay, so you counterfeited his king 10 on river.
Yeah.
So the question I am just curious about.
I look at this and I don't understand why Solver isn't betting this 100% of the time now that I look at our opponent. This was our opponent, right? Our opponent bet away all his ace king. What is our opponent holding back that beats us?
No, we're looking at our strat
Oh,
on
we're
river
looking at
here.
us. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay.
So when he doesn't get when his two pair don't get counterfeited,
hmm
we just have a block bet. But
Okay.
when his two pair do get counterfeited, all of a sudden our strategy does include shoves with the ace queen.
Right.
Counterfeit.
And then go look at
Oops,
the small
sorry.
blind range there real quick. And this will be the last one for me. I got to go do another show.
Okay,
But
no worries. Good luck, break a leg. And
thank you. Well, hopefully I won't break a leg. I'm on a unicycle. But anyway, okay. But so this is his strategy, right?
what part of the tree do you want to look at?
I want on the river when after the two comes, when he finally checked to us.
Okay, here is his strategy after the two comes out of position.
Right. So look at how much, so he holds back his ace, the sliver of that, and he holds back a sliver of ace king. And
Yeah.
because of that, that's what puts us in danger. I don't think those slivers are out there.
Inhuman.
And so I think, yeah, and he has no two. So I think that our ace queen is a good bet.
Okay, I think that's good logic. That makes sense.
Yep.
All
Have
right.
fun.
Okay, thanks, man. Okay, so Scotty has stepped out. Who wants to? We've got the four musketeers here.
I think Derek went after Scotty.
Derek,
Okay.
you want to go?
All right. Sure, I'm up.
Um, you defended a 3-bet with an ace nine suited, so
Okay. Check.
you pitch a
You bet
small bet.
small. We have backdoor, top pair, top, no pair. Kicker. We can call this. We should call like 60% of the time.
Yeah, I think this is
No,
probably a call. This is
This
kind
is
of
probably a
tricky.
call. We have no pair, but let's call this.
Mike, what are you doing here?
Oh, I typed in chat. I think this might be just fold or raise.
Yeah, this is a weird one. This is, I think Mike might have a good point. What you'll see in solver a lot of times is that with the cuspy hands, with backdoor equity, and I think this is very cuspy, we sometimes put these in a raise bucket. We just fold it. We're too smart for them. Okay, just fold this.
They're just
But let's
folds this.
look, just out of
Interesting.
curiosity. There's going to be some like, I wonder if there are cuspy hands here that we.
Yeah, I thought our combo like had some decent, like it had backdoor flushes, it had backdoor straights in two different directions. I thought it might have been good enough to like kind of stay with it with a raise, but
You can see it here. It's like hands like this is like the example, ace 10 of it wants to use ace 10 as this. You really can't see it as well here in our strategy because we don't have like mix, fold, check raise hands in this. It might be because it's a 3-bet pot. But like hands right down here, like 9, open ender, mix, ace 10, gutter, and backdoor. This one just doesn't fall into it. Okay. So ace 10, I think, Derek, you would play.
Ace 9 is just too weak.
Yeah. Ace 10 with the gutter and the backdoor and the over is enough. All right, Jack, next one. You have set mine with 2s.
We are checking and hope that he checks so that we get our 1 in 22 chance.
Yeah.
Woohoo! No. Fold. We have 4th pair.
One more.
We didn't get our
Oh,
chance
tough
to get our
one.
1 in 22.
All right, you are
We
out
have
of position.
3rd pair. We're moving out up in the world. 3rd pair.
Yes.
Not 4th pair.
You bet small.
Kind of still hate it. 3rd pair. Blah. No real straight draws. Nothing. No flush. We have the flush, but I'd say fold.
Okay, so
Backdoor flush is not that
I think
great.
we're going to call this, and I think what we've learned is that when you have these conditions, when you have the backdoor flush and you have a small bet, it's a B33, you do continue with these pairs with the backdoor flush.
what I'm thinking too is that because our 8s are below both the top pair and the second pair, that it becomes less.
Ah, you're right. 3rd pair, you're right. Mike is so spot on. He mix. The
Actually,
fold
like,
is fine.
yeah. It's
Jacks.
folding more often than I thought. I thought it would fold, but I thought it would call a little more than it is.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Now when he bets, we call. Sure. The ace is such a big part of his 3-betting range.
Yep.
That must be what it is. So good fold, sir. I was steering you wrong. All right, second pair. Back doors. On a position.
Yeah, we're always checking this.
Bet small.
But small, we have second pair and possible flush draw, possible straight. So we like it. We're going to call. We don't want to turn this into a bluff.
Yeah.
Woohoo! We pick up some equity, but the king is not a good card. Recheck. He bets kind of
Polarizes?
big.
Tough spot.
Now we're 3rd pair with a possible gut shot. I don't think we have enough to call here. I'd say I'm folding this.
Good fold, sir.
Oh, only a set.
Only set.
Only a set. Our 10 was good. If we catch our 10. Oh, my favorite hand. Ace 5.
You have the magic solver hand.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
assume you
checking
check?
this 100%. Bets
B50.
half pot ish. Yeah, half pot exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have a backdoor straight, a backdoor flush. So yeah, I guess we could call some percent of the time.
You can call. I think you're
Yeah,
right.
let's call.
Oh, fold.
Oh, fold 100% of the time.
Close.
Not even close. It's always fold. Raise 2%.
All right, one more.
Yeah, yeah.
We're out of position. I assume we're going to
Yeah,
check.
we check 100%. Oh, we get a free card.
This is interesting because, as Mike pointed out, our previous hand, this is one where we expect him to bet a lot.
We have no flush draws. We have no straight draws. We're checking here.
I think check.
And our straights are shit because we don't like hearts or spades. It's
We
kind
put
of
in the
small.
B33.
Yeah, we have to call a certain percent of the time. Yeah.
Look at that cheeky raise.
No.
Yeah. We can check here. We just want to see a cheap showdown with our
We do have some
Shitty
block bet.
hand.
Let's let me check.
little bit of blocks, but he checks back. Oh, pocket kings. Well played, sir.
He checks back even with the flush blocker.
Yeah.
Flush and straight blocker. Checks back.
Yeah.
All right, you have the queens, but you got a shitty flop. Out of position.
So we called with queens here, right? We didn't 4-bet.
Yeah, let's see how much we're doing now. I think we call mostly here.
Yeah,
I
sounds
think
good.
UTG, I think we call spot.
We 4-bet kings, call with queens.
Yeah, let's make sure. Raise.
About 50-50.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
that
mixing.
works.
All right, so do you want to check the three better?
Yeah, we check 100%. Out of position, we always check.
That's
Second
small.
pair, let's call.
You might
Although
see
he does have a lot of
you might see
aces.
some raising. Nope, no raising.
2.2% raise, but mostly calls. Because he's got to have a lot of aces in his range. Well, that's not the flush draw that we want. We check. Heh.
These are tough spots.
So we need to call about 20% of the time here and fold the rest. So I'm folding here. Not the flush draws.
Oh,
Well
pure.
played,
Oh,
sir.
I was wrong. Pure fold.
Good fold. Yeah, I thought they would mix some low frequency calls too, but
If the bet was a little smaller,
I think if we didn't have the queen of spades, we would mix in more calls.
His big bet. Yeah, I think. So all these underpants just don't.
No calling whatsoever.
Become indifferent if he B50s, but B75 are out. All right, next one. What did he bluff us with? Oh, we had it. We had everything.
You bluffed us with top pair, top kicker.
Yeah.
Okay, check and probably call here.
Yeah. You're kind of indifferent, man. Calling's the right thing to do.
We pick up equity. Half pot. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna call 60% of the time.
Oh, nice, Derek.
Oh, look at
Played
that.
sir.
Look at that. 5% out.
And then he kind of blockers you.
Yeah.
B36s.
Well, I'm happy with that. Let's call.
Pot odds are 20%.
Oh, 99.3%. Keep getting these wrong.
You won, sir. Good call.
Good call, good call. Inaccurate, but good call.
Results are in. You won. One more?
Yep.
That's again.
We always check. 100% check. 99.4.
What about that
Woohoo!
turn?
So how does this hit our range? We have jacks in our range.
You do.
I'm gonna check here and then check raise it if he bets big.
Look at that. You found the right strat. All right. We're in dreamland.
He bet small, but we're gonna raise it up. We can make a pot size raise, so 55.
Which size do you want?
Raise 20, 55%.
Yep. You're nailing these there.
Good choice.
Oh, you get the call. Now you only lose to, well, you lose to kings, aces, and queen 10.
Okay, well, if we lose with a set, good, nice hand, nice hand. So it's going in.
All in?
Yeah. If he has kings or aces, nice hand, well played. Ah,
He
Oh, you
folds top two.
he folds top two, lays down a monster. How the fuck? I gotta stop eating those Oreos.
Well said.
Lays down a monster.
How often does he fold top two? So you went all in. Yeah.
Yeah.
How often is he supposed to fold it? Filters. There. Sometimes, depending on what
Jeez.
blockers he has.
He's just shook all around there.
Yeah.
So what should I have done there? I should have bet smaller. Is
They
that
wanted you to bet this size. They wanted you to be 86. But he actually still folds these things.
if I bet 86, he folds.
B86, he
B86.
86 he calls more. Still folds.
So B35 bet 61 is preferred.
Bet 50 big blinds, B86.
Okay.
So that's what it wants to do with your combo.
A little bit too greedy. Check, raise, and shove. Fold stop too. Remember that for bluffing.
Yeah. Next one. Another one.
Yeah.
All
So that
right.
means I can bluff him with check, raise, and then shove.
This is an interesting
Overbet.
spot because you just big bet and you've got a gut shot and 2 overs. It's an interesting spot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So I like gut shot and overs. So I'm flat calling this.
Fold.
And that's
Oh, fold.
oh, look at the jam. I was wondering if we ever get to jam, but I was like, that can't be right. But it is.
so
Liver.
I wonder about like these jams against humans because I think humans are obviously a lot more linear in their sizing relative to solver. Right? Solver is going to have
Balance.
a lot of bluffs with the size. Right? Its bluff to value ratio goes up as bigger the bet. It's gonna have more bluffs the bigger the bet. I think humans are the opposite, so I don't know if the shove against humans is a good idea.
I agree.
But in solver, yeah, I mean we do definitely get because his bluff to value goes up the bigger his bet size.
Yeah.
So calls here is good. You turn this into a 2-street game. Got 2 overs and a gutter.
Nah.
Well, that would've been huge. Yeah,
That's not enough.
this
Woohoo!
interesting line he chose. That's the first 2-street game we've seen.
Yep.
Another one?
Sure.
All right, he's taking a very aggressive line again.
We can call this with our 2 overs and gutter, but he's betting bigger this time, so there's more fold. So I'd say 60 fold, 40 call.
I wonder if we fold without a spade.
Yeah, because we don't have a spade. So I'm more leaning to fold.
We could do both. I should fold.
Without a spade. Oh, he's got the blockers for our straight.
Yeah, this is a very aggressive sizing. How would you take this sizing?
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I don't use the B75 a lot in a 3-bet pot. Do you guys ever use it for your bet
Oh,
sizing?
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, it depends on the board, but yeah, quite a bit.
I need
like-
to do it more. I don't do it enough.
If I'm 100 big blinds, I want to play for stacks so I can get 200 big blinds.
Okay, I can see
Because
that.
that's like, so when I sit down at like live poker, I'm want to take every opportunity to flip for stacks. Like I don't like to play 100 big blind games. I like to be 200 deep at least,
Well,
preferably 700 or something like that. Does that make sense?
yeah, I mean, I can understand wanting to play deep stack.
Yeah.
I'm not as comfortable as you are playing deep stack, but just because
Well,
I've studied 100 big blind strats too
try
much.
this. Try
But I
this.
respect that you are.
Play at a stake where you don't give a fuck, and take opportunities to just play for stacks.
Okay.
So like, if you're like, just play 1 cent, 2 cent, or something stupid like that where you don't give a fuck, and then just spend a few hours just flipping for stacks, and you'll get lots of opportunities to do that.
All
And
right.
then you'll have like 400 big blinds at 1 cent, 2 cent, and then you get some practice in.
All right. That's not a bad idea. I like it.
And if you lose like $5 at 1 cent, 2 cent, who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah, I see your point.
So that then when you play like 10, 20 or something like that, you've got lots of experience playing 200, 400, 800 big blinds deep.
All right.
That's what I did anyway.
I think that makes sense. It's a good idea.
So that's
So
what I use 1 cent, 2 cent for.
on this texture, his B75 is a big part of the strat. And we've seen this before with these like two middling connected cards. He uses this a lot. Why don't we do one more with you, Derek? And then if you guys don't mind, we'll take a little break.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Sounds
last
good.
one.
Okay, we've got 2 overs. We're happy to check and then call a small bet. He did not hit that. Oh,
Now you've got a
we
gutter.
love this card. We love this card. We think. We have lots of straights here. We have lots of tens. We have lots of sixes. Our range is so good we could bet or we could check. I'd say like 70 bet, 30 check. Or we could maybe 70 check, 30 bet. It's somewhere
Yeah, I
around there.
see a bet here. What size do you want to
We can bet. We don't have to bet big. We bet like 8.25.
Yeah, you get to do anything.
Yeah. Like
Mostly likes a small bet.
we love this card. And he checked.
So this is what I think we call an equity shifting turn.
Yeah.
B50. He calls.
He doesn't
Brick
have
river.
any twos. We can bet here. He has an overpair. What will make him fold his overpair? 49?
Maybe.
We're
Let's
betting
see.
49.
Shove.
Oh.
But you're in the
That-
right. You're in the right territory, man. I mean, you were like, this really isn't necessary against humans. Right?
Yeah.
We're making this size because we're ripping the
We have all the twos.
Yep.
we're repping the Jack 10 and we're blocking the Jack 10.
Yeah.
So we're making this size.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this is necessary to shove against humans. Like if we'll look at this. We'll look at this because you're down with an But,
okay, I was going around saying he doesn't have that.
let's
but-
just look at what we're doing on river.
So he's 3-betting his 8-7.
Wow.
Good for
Okay,
him.
so let's just go back here for that. So here we can see 23% of our strat is to go all in for 255% pot. And we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do that because we're matching our straights, right?
Yeah.
Our Jack 10. We're mixing between like I guess it's a
Yeah, I was going
B12.
around saying he doesn't have that, but I was wrong.
Let's say it again.
I was just assuming he doesn't have that, like 2-pair,
Well, we're-
top 2-pair.
We're yeah. Oh, it's not too bad.
So his range is wider than I thought for a
So-
3-bet.
It's gonna match. So solver's gonna match these massive sizings
Uh-huh.
with its bluffs.
Some
Now I don't
crap.
know if it's necessary to do that against humans. I think your
Yeah.
size
Yeah, I don't do
accomplish the
that
job
in real
just as
life.
well.
I don't do that against the people I play against.
All right, guys, I'm gonna take a break. Back in 5
Okay.
minutes.
All right, I'm gonna get a drink.
All right.
Okay.
Talk later.
Hey, guys. He's back.
I'm still here.
Hey, Skate. Skate, are you in the south of Florida?
Florida? Yeah, South Florida.
How's the weather today?
It's pretty cloudy. It was raining earlier.
All right. So what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to do more work on the trainer, or do you want to go over marketing?
I don't know who's back. I gotta go to the dentist real quick in next hour.
Okay. Good luck at the dentist.
Thank you.
Why don't we just continue with the trainer? Do you want to do a couple before you have to go?
Sure.
Okay. There we go. You, sir, have been B50 with an underbet.
I choose F.
Good call.
Bastard.
All right. Interesting hand. I think this hand generally, I think a triple board, so they call these, bring up interesting strategies. I wonder if he is going to, well, what would you like to do on the triple board?
Okay, back.
Triple.
Hey, Dick.
Yeah, I think they're still gonna have all the overpairs, so I am going to checks.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think cutoff is a real nut advantage here because they have all the overpairs. So I'm curious if we're going to see big bets from um from cutoff then. Not. What are you going to do, sir?
I'm just gonna side fold. I don't think we get to continue even with backdoors.
That's certainly part of our strat. So
I
the
guess.
strat's going to be weird here because triple boards, kind of like monotone boards, are their own weird entity.
Okay.
They're like their own species, right? And then but triple boards are easier because someone's got an overpair advantage, right? And since you call the three bet, you don't have this is you. Yeah. You don't have aces, kings, and queens.
Yep.
And imposition has those in full. So that's going to give him a range advantage. Let's just confirm this. So yeah, see how cutoff has this crazy nut advantage?
Yep.
Which you could see here. It's like 23 to 0.
We have sevens.
Yeah,
That's
and
our
then we've got
0.9.
sevens. So the group best hands. We have flop quads, but he's got 30 combos of really good hands, and we've got half a combo. So triple boards are like this very weird animal theoretically, because whoever has the overpair advantage is they're allowed to
No
go cray
kings,
cray
no
sometimes.
queens, no
Let's see if
jacks.
he strategy check. Yeah, see, he's gonna bet. He bets his entire range because he has such a massive range advantage and nut advantage, mostly nut advantage on this board. So he just bets everything. Now, obviously, triple boards are pretty rare, especially in 3-bet pots, but we can see that this strategy also is something you guys can apply to a SRP where you are the person who raises first in, because you've got the aces, kings, and queens, and whoever calls you in theory does not, because they didn't 3-bet, which allows you to go a little crazy. So triple boards theoretically are this very unique animal. All right, so he bets, we fold, that's fine. All right. Next one.
I'm just wondering why there's 58% call.
Well, because he's range betting. So we go back to this history. So our counter in theory, where he has a range bet, is that we get to call a lot. So we check. He range bets.
Because he's raising every freaking hand, is what you're saying.
He's betting every single combo he has, right?
Look at him go with 5-4 suited.
Yeah. So when he range bets
75%.
his entire range, because he has such a. So this again is being driven by the range advantage and non-advantage I showed you guys.
Yeah.
And so when he does range bet, our counter to that, in theory, is that we do get some wider calls, right? So I'm calling like king jack, 2 overs, ace jack, blocking, we have good blockers here, blocking these aces. So we do get to defend at, we do get to defend at a certain frequency. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's a good answer. But do you think does your population bet like that? Do you think like that against your population, or do you just fold here?
I think I would mostly fold.
Yeah. Like you're
But
not calling 54% is what I'm saying.
no, I think on the triple board, it's a very unique situation. Also, you got to think that, well, I would think that population's 3-bet range is much more linear than solvers. So they're going to be more condensed around overpairs than most humans. So that's going to reduce your need or requirement to defend. So skate, you are facing a bet with an underpair.
Call.
Call set. That is on. Nice turn. He checks.
Mostly check.
Yeah, I think you get traps here. I think that you're gonna have both. I think that so the SPR is 2. More than 2. So you're gonna have this tension between betting and checking. And I think essentially I think what happens when you now have 95% equity. So the result when you have so much equity is that you could do lots of shit. And trapping is certainly going to be part of that. But you could see we can do lots of shit. He chose the highest frequency shit. But we can bet any size because you've got so much equity. I'm just curious. I'm guessing your equity is 95%. Check here. What are your jacks? %92 equity. Now when you the only hand you have better than this is queens. So there's quads. So when you have this much equity, you can do lots of stuff. And checking is certainly part of the strat. It's thinking. So he B35 is an interesting size.
I'm going to raise. No, I'm not. I'm not going to jam. Well, 49 and jam.
Yeah, I don't maybe one thing to think about here is okay. Maybe one way to think about this is okay, so what's the entire line? The entire line was he B33'd flop. You call, you check turn, you check back. You look capped, and then he chose this somewhat blocker size, a little bit bigger than blocker size bet. And then maybe your question with all this equity is what combos take this line and what combos will call a raise with this line. So to me, this looks like 8s through 10s. Maybe like trappy king sometimes, but like I think he's got like 8s through 10s here a lot. Maybe like A6 suited. I'm going to discount a jack because there's only one left. So the question becomes what's going to call, what size will these combos call at a certain frequency? And I think you know the size is fine. I think he's so capped, okay. I think sometimes we're gonna just click it back because he's got a
Right.
very capped range.
That was actually my first thought.
Oh, but
Okay.
I'm wrong. You are right. And we just shove. We don't give a fuck. Part of my language. Sutton's in and he says all of it. Sutton is right. Yeah. And we get a hero from Queen, which she played in a very strange way. Well, that is why we shove.
Yep.
Because we get all of it against his queens. I did not see a queen playing this way. He said. So one more. Skate, you got one more in you? Did we lose this? Oh,
Yeah,
there you
don't-
are. Okay, you've got a good hand.
just
Hello?
Skate, you with
yeah,
us?
me?
Oh, I
Yeah,
think we
I got
lost you.
yeah, the
But you seem to be
reception is not
back.
that good over here.
I think you're
Yeah, I
back.
can't see the screen though.
Uh-oh. That could limit your ability to skillfully make a strategic choice.
It's some
Yeah, you
raise,
sound like you
range
are
for the
going out of
10x.
range.
Yeah, maybe go to the next person in rotation.
All right. Sutton, you want to take some?
Okay, my bad. Yeah, go ahead.
I can get, yeah, I can get in here.
All right, go for it.
Just make sure I've got the line here. We are hijack, we opened, we got 3-bet by small blind, and here we are on the flop.
Yeah, we're playing just as a 3-bet caller today. Both in position and out of position. In this case, he went in position.
I am gonna bet that this king high board should be very good for the 3-better. We are obviously right at the top here. And so this is a good situation for us, but I don't see any reason to raise. We're going to fold out a lot of worse stuff. He's going to have a very wide range when we call here going to the turn. And we can do whatever we want when we get to the turn. SPR is going to be just over 1, so I'm calling.
We have no raises, it looks like.
Um,
This is a very unusual line for a solver to take a B50, B50.
so yeah, this is, I think I assume that he would be betting this flop at a very high frequency, even range on the king high. I expect a lot of checking back on turn. And so when he leads here, it sure seems like it's pretty strong. I see the 7-8 has come in, but I really don't think he should have too much of that. Could certainly have got us with the 9s. But could definitely have worse king X. Again, I don't see any reason to do anything other than call.
Yeah.
I see Mike talked about jamming.
I think our
Yeah,
jam
yeah.
is too good to
I
jam.
don't know. To me, jamming just is gonna. I don't love seeing that card.
Yeah,
Seems
no,
like a
you're
very weird size here.
Yeah, he took a very unusual line.
Like to go B50, B50, B35. You know, I even think he probably checks back some king jack on the turn here as solver. I don't necessarily know that humans do. We clearly beat king queen here. I'm gonna call. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
call. I don't.
I don't think that, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I would call against humans here. What? This is very interesting. What is he taking this one?
Same
Ah,
hand.
very weird line from solver.
I don't
All
know.
right.
I mean, the 9. I feel like the 9 is not a good card. Like it's not a card that he can just blast off on.
Maybe
'Cause
you're right. So,
we're definitely
so
gonna have 9s. We probably even have I'd say we have more 7-8 than he does. Maybe? I'm not sure though. Really think probably
yeah, I
neither of
think
us
we
should
do
have
more
it.
7-8. Flop. So let's see. Strat.
Small
Yeah,
blind
he
sees.
uses this size plenty. He uses all different size. Well, number one, the thing to notice is that this is a range bet
Mhm.
flop for the 3-better out of position. And he just chose a B50 call 9. So what I found most interesting is that he didn't polarize here. But he doesn't, and I think it's probably for the reason you said, is that this 9 really no one's
Yeah. If you make it a deuce, it's gonna be a bigger size, I bet. I would think.
we begin to get B75s.
Not a lot, but
Begins to see some bigger set. All right, next hand, sir. You're out of
so
position.
now we are out of position. Out of position, I'm going to be checking. to the cutoff aggressor here. I clearly don't love this situation, but we have overcard, backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw around the queen. It's really tricky.
Yeah, this is a
I
close
wonder
spot.
if we want to put it, I said all of that to say I was going to be continuing and as a call, but I wonder if this is just too good of a hand to, it seems like I'm going to raise. I'm going to go 15.
I would argue that this is a cuspy hand, which puts us in this interesting check raise spot.
Yeah.
And I think you're probably all right. You are.
Yep,
You
I
are
like
getting
it.
this play. You just want to get more aggressive with it.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I just would have taken that little bigger raise, but yeah, I thought this was a good over backdoors and flush and straight backdoors.
It's pretty clear about how we're going to continue on the turn too. If we improve with equity, then we can
Yeah.
keep going. And
We have these
I would-
weird cuspy hands, like queen jack.
yeah, don't do it with the clubs, right?
No,
Yeah.
don't do it with the clubs, but on the back doors we do.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know if this, just click on the hijack here or the cutoff range here. I don't, it could be betting range here. It seems reasonable. They're gonna have a very strong range.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So they
So I
have,
assume when villain bets range,
Mhm.
that increases our check raise frequency.
yeah, I would think that would be a fair statement.
Okay, here we go.
We put the raise in.
Bet
All right.
the fold. Fold out ace X. Yeah, that's what we want to
Oh,
see.
that's an amazing result. That's an
Yes.
amazing result.
All right. You're on a streak here. One more.
Good job. Good job.
Sure, we'll do one more here. All right, so
So you're out of position to the three better.
yep, we check. I think check here. I don't think that we have a lot of connectivity with this board. Yeah, for the
Yeah.
donking. I don't know if we were like big blind here, I feel like we would do more donking. We would have more connectivity, but as the under the gun opener and then the call, I don't think we necessarily have the straight connectivity like Jack 9 type stuff.
Yeah. Three bet pot donking is advanced clutch for me. I'm not really. I know that like when we do have donks, it's around this area. It's like 6, 7, 9, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Rainbow. So this is going to be pretty close, but beyond that, I don't know much about it.
Yep.
Check.
Ooh.
Interesting card.
Interesting. So cutoff checked here. I don't think I want to read too much into that because I think that cutoff is not particularly thrilled with this board
Yeah.
because cutoff knows we're going to check a lot. We could still have 7s, 8s, 10s in range, I think,
We
as
do.
possibilities.
So cutoff
Um,
also knows that this is, I mean, we can tell that this is our board because we had donks, right?
Yeah,
Anytime we have donks, we know that we've got another advantage.
it's pretty good. This card, all that said, I think this card is maybe okay for us because I would expect cutoff to bet if they had a hand like King Jack or
Mhm.
King Queen even. And check much more with ace highs. Whereas we are going to check here. I think we are going to do some betting here. I'm going to choose a B75 here, 12.4.
I think you're
I
on the
think-
right track. Like it's either check or aggressively attack. So you were on the right place. You just like chose the wrong sides, but it just wants to go more aggressively. So
Yeah.
we'll give you the overbet and we get the fold. From the other thing I was curious about here.
Oh, ace 10.
Yeah.
Ace
What
10.
fold?
Interesting.
is, do we get check raises? Let's just, let's see if we can, he's gonna have, why not take the same line? Check. Check, okay, I'm curious if we get check raises here, if you check,
But you're not, I don't think you're gonna get the solver because it's gonna run the same line when we replay the hand.
just checks, doesn't matter. Okay,
Yeah, go pop it out and we can see.
yeah.
It would seem like it. This would seem like I mean, I don't know, maybe not the clubs because we don't have backdoor flush draw.
Okay, so flop, check, check, turn, king, check
But put in a bet for him on the
here,
flop. Isn't that what we were interested in?
yeah. No, I was curious about check raises on turn
Oh, on turn.
with our
Mhm.
open ender. So like here, check. When he does bet, he's always betting small.
Yep.
So let's give him a B33 because that's gonna generate more check raises. Do we? Yeah, we do. We check raise. I freak here. For
Yeah.
well, half the time for a big size.
Mhm.
Okay, so like your spot. All right, gents, we going for 2.5 hours. Would you guys rather do some hand histories or continue in the trainer? I don't mind. It's up to you guys. Any preference from you dudes?
Does not matter to me one way or the other.
Okay.
There's no preference here.
All right, well, let's just go in the trainer then. All right, more in the trainer.
Okay.
Sounds
All right.
good.
All right, who's next? Mike, you want to go?
Sure.
All right. Okay, well, let's shove it on this guy. All right. Okay, you got fours. You guys bet.
I am folding, straight
Yeah.
folding.
Now, look at that.
Wow.
That's surprising.
Well, I wonder if it's a recognition that this is going to be a range bet and that we can, when he range bets here, when we get to turn, fours are a nice bluff hand because they're going to unblock all of his folds.
Right. Well, the first question is this a range bet? I think you have a very good point that this might be a range
Yeah,
bet.
king jack board from a 3-bet's going to be just pure betting.
So I was talking to Derek about this a couple hands ago. That, you know, our counter to our range bet is that we are going to have calls with the wider part of our range. And so I am not going to decipher what.
Yeah, interesting that there's like 2 combos of 4s that get in there and the rest just are straight folding. I
It's
have
the
no
ones,
idea.
it's the ones that block or that the ones that interact with the suits, like the clubs are out. It's interesting that the spades in the heart, like, I don't know why, like, what is it about the spades in the heart?
Maybe it just blocks future flushes. Oh my God, I said future blockers. I promised myself I would never use that term. It might be future blockers.
Yeah, well, you're
Uh,
not too bad to go, but go just do call here, Larry, and then put in like, I don't know, like a kind of dudsy 6 turn or something like that. And
Okay,
then
6 like offsuit, like 6
Yeah.
of clubs.
yeah. And then it's gonna be, so now he checks,
He checks at a
And-
high frequency.
and then do we use the fours to punish here? Oh, there's so few of them.
Yeah, he's still gonna them. Well, 6s are set. I mean,
Roll
the
over.
7s are equivalent, kinda. And we mix with the 7s.
But roll over the 4s. So the 2 combos that we did stick around with has a little bit of raising. That heart diamond combo has, or betting, I mean.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's a
Interesting
fine
spot.
fold. It's a fine fold. Simple. Keep it simple.
But I guess the point is that in theory, when there are range bets, we're gonna have some frequency of defending wider.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing here, sir?
I am calling. I don't think we ever are going to raise this, so we're just flat calling. Never going to fold this combo.
Oh,
Tiny
Call.
percentage of fold there. Sometimes I feel like we can bet to deny some equity from some of his unpaired hands that have a lot of equity, but
I like that.
I think I'm gonna just check behind here. And
yeah. I mean, I'm curious. Just talking about humans, I'm curious if you guys ever liked it. I mean, so I think humans do not check raise enough, right? Like, there's not enough check raise in the human strat here. And I
Agreed.
sometimes like to bet here to take over the betting lead.
Right.
Now, I don't know. I am concerned, frankly, that I'm doing that because I just don't want to face an uncomfortable decision on river.
Why do we want to get the betting lead? I don't see it.
Well,
Like we have a small hand. We just want to have a small pot in here.
yeah. My argument, well,
It's
my reasoning is
exploitative.
that we then induce a check out of position on river,
Uh-huh.
and we can check back. But I don't know if that's the most profitable line. That sounds more like a line that I'm making, frankly, because I don't want to face an uncomfortable decision on river.
Well, Larry, what size would you use? I think is the question if you want to employ this strategy.
I would use a B33.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's some validity to that. When you use the B33 here, you're probably, like you said, unlikely to get raised in against humans. The B33 is going to enable all sorts of draws to continue. It's going to enable like 8s and 9s to continue against you. Maybe even, yeah, like well, maybe big blind doesn't have those in this situation. And you might get some like ace X hands to call the small bet, and
Yeah.
it simplifies river. I think the other strategy that we are talking about here is to check behind, and then you have to be, I think, ready to defend. I'm going to guess the solver is probably going to use a bigger sizing than most humans and make us way more uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's true.
And so, like, I think that you can go either way. Like a human here might stab river, that's kind of dudsy, or even a good river, and they only go half pot, and then it's like not that tough of a decision.
Yeah.
But in the solver, I suspect he might not employ half pot to make my life miserable.
We can
Yeah.
bluff spades. We can bluff hearts. If a
So,
spade
Mike,
So-
sorry for co-opting your strat. So, what did you want to do here?
I'm just checking behind here, but like I did kind of have the idea of betting, like you
Mhm.
said, against population. They're not protecting their checking range like a solver is. So like you said, they're still going to continue their betting with their top pairs and that sort of thing. But versus solver, they're going to do that with a lot of different combinations that they have here. So I'm just checking behind.
Yeah, I think that's fine strat. Yeah, I think it's the proper
That's
strat.
well said, Mike.
We don't like the card, I don't think, and we don't like that there's a bet.
But our pot odds are quite enticing.
Yeah, they certainly are. It's an odd choice for him, I think, to make once he checked the turn. I feel like this is going to be a fold to solver, and then like even maybe population.
Really?
Ooh.
I'm just calling it off because it's so small.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think pot
Front
odds
door
are going to result in a call sometimes. But
Yeah, if I had a heart,
I think you might
yeah,
prefer
it's a
that.
no-brainer.
I'd be I would definitely be calling. So I just feel like this is going to mix fold and call, and
I wonder if it's
I'll pick the fold button.
okay. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So it's good when we're all disagreeing because it means that we're mixing.
Well, but Mike's more right than I was, so
Yeah, it's true.
good for that. Yeah.
But the
Oh, that cheeky little bastard.
Yeah, bastard.
but the bet from humans is like
Queen
really
8.
like
That's what my population plays.
yeah, the bet from humans is, it's unlikely to include that king, especially with two flush draws out there. Like guys aren't checking back king jack or even king queen, or even ace king, like,
Yeah.
you know,
When was
in
the last
this,
time you got 3-bet by queen 8 suited?
that's another good point.
So what I've been doing here sometimes is when I have the backdoor come in, like if I 3-bet and I've got like queen jack of hearts here, I sometimes I've been putting that into my checking range to protect my checking range. Because I've just turned like a shit ton of equity. I don't know if that's right, but anyway, another one.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So the 3-better check to you on this board where you have none advantage.
Yeah, that board's going to be one of those. He's going to check a lot, and when he bets, it's going to be kind of a bigger bet.
Yeah.
And our hand's pretty decent here, but not good enough to try to get to showdown with it, obviously. But he's going to be checking a lot with strong hands. So I feel like we almost have to, well, all right, this is gonna mix check and bet. And when we bet, we're gonna bet. The sizing is throwing me off. I don't know.
Yeah.
And,
It's a tough
and
one.
when I don't know, I'll go to the middle size and go to B50, which is such a bad thing to say. Okay.
Let's you have a really good point about this texture and what his strat is when not so the first question is not advantage. I think you're right. I think that we as the caller and position player here have not advantage. Which we do a little bit. It's not as pronounced as we'll see on other boards. But we do have, as the high deck, we do have it's got really the nut advantage here. But the other question was, yeah, he's checking entire range. You can see it here. He's checking across very best hands, nines all the way down. He's protecting his range very well on this flop texture. So let's just B33.
I
And we
hate
get
the
the check
raise.
raise.
Absolutely hate this.
I know, it sucks.
Bleh.
Kind of feel you just got to fold now.
Against my population, when they check raise, they have 2 pair at least. So
So many good cards to turn, but his
Yeah.
size is really big.
I
Yeah,
hate this
no,
because we're
But you
just
got it
gotta-
right. You got it
losing
right.
our
You
equity.
can't call here.
I feel if we had ace, say like the nut flush there, like ace, we could have ace jack, right? We could have ace jack of hearts.
Do we want to look at what our calling range is for this size?
Yeah.
This is a very aggressive sizing. Which the solver's going to find. So let's just go to filters. So combo draw is always calling. Flush draw is always calling. Shoving with
What
ace
about the
five.
back door flush draws?
Flush draw is calling. Oh yeah, D always calling. Even our gutters are always calling.
So the
And then
back
we get over here to. So where is? Where's our threshold here? So our calling threshold's down here someplace. With like 2 overs and blocking the nut flush draw. It seems. But really, I think our threshold's right here with the open ender. It seems like a good place to think of it.
and the
All right.
back door, yeah, check out the back door flush draws. So like ace jack of heads.
Backdoor flush draw 2 cards.
So ace queen's calling, does ace jack call? It's now indifferent. Ace 10 is now indifferent. Okay.
Yeah. Anything else you want to see in this?
Nope.
Okay. Next hand.
All right. They checked. And yeah, I think we're just going to check behind here.
Yeah, I think this is just a check behind.
Okay, there's a considerable
Turning it
amount of
into a bluff at a high frequency.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily a bluff, more like a hybrid, getting value, not value, but
Well, that's
denying
a good
equity.
question. That's fine. Let's look at our equity.
I thought if we had a spade that we would start betting a little more, but that's a pretty significant bet frequency with
It is.
six.
So let me see. So this is like, okay, so we're mixing across all of our under pairs here. I don't know why sometimes we call them under pairs and sometimes we call them third pairs, whatever. What's our equity? Yeah, this feels bluffy to me. This kind of equity, I think. Well, look at that. We're betting across the entire range. When he checks. We just don't
Wow.
care.
Look at us bet our crap. That polar.
Yeah, when he checks, we do a lot. You wanted to check though, right?
Yep.
I mean, look at us go with like, above third pair. Like, do you guys bet like that?
I'll continue to.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, Derek, what was the question, Derek?
I guess I was shocked by how much betting there is with a pair below third pair. Usually,
Yeah, so to answer your question, do I bet across my entire range? That's when he checks out of position on this texture in a 3-up pot. I think the answer is no, frankly.
I'm happy to get a free card for my set.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want to be blown off my set potential.
Yeah. This is a
Yeah,
This is a
I don't know
weird
if you
one.
heard me. I don't know if you heard me. I was going to check here.
Okay, sorry. Check. Got that right. I guess once we take the check line, we're trying to, okay, so he puts in a blocker.
Ugh.
I know.
Um,
This is the solver is the master at making us indifferent. That's what
Yeah.
it does.
it sure is. And I'm just folding.
I'm calling.
Next,
Yeah, I'm calling. We're mixed.
because we are indifferent.
Oh,
He's trying to get
lose.
value just exactly for my hand. Good fold. One more.
Squeezing out that
Okay.
thin value out of me.
Yeah. I mean, the solver plays this spot a bazillion times and it finds the threshold. It finds the indifferent thresholds.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in game, like in versus the population, the 50 NL population, I would fold that like pure, like I wouldn't even consider calling. But against the solver, you kind of got to like think and be like, okay, the pot odds are kind of compelling.
It's an interesting spot. So he's checked to you.
check. Our hand's just really good at this point, so I'm gonna check. I don't want to turn ace king into a bluff here. I'm gonna check, and it's actually a good hand.
I agree. I think this is I think you can win. I think you're ahead enough for the time here that you just want to check.
Okay, yep, there's some betting because you would be betting for value, I think.
Yeah. Now this is like a dreamland, right? He's like,
But yeah,
this
kind
turn
of.
is good for me. Watch me bet.
Yeah, we checked the flop, so we're just calling here.
Against
Not
this
that
size in position, I agree. I mean, you are going to stack ace queen a lot. And I think he has occasional ace jack suited. You just call.
Call 100%. I'm
We
not
don't
sure I
love
do
that, but we're our blogger is important. What do you think?
If we, I mean, a jam is less than pot, but what is he going to call? Like he'll call, does he do this little block bet with top pair? The line he's taken so if we do some hand reading, he can have kings, queens, jacks, tens. He can have nine. He might have hit a set after we checked and he bluffs. I think we got to raise. I think we have to raise. It's just that I just don't know if we can jam or if we just make it like a little dinky raise. That's the problem I'm having with. Let's jam.
Well played,
Woohoo!
sir. I think what we jam
played.
here, we'll look at this, but I think we jam here blocking the flush,
Yep.
and we jam here because ace queen has to call.
Yeah. Ace queen, ace jack.
And ace queen has to call. And beats us.
With a flush.
You had ace queen, you were right.
But do
Well played,
check
sir.
to see what calls are jam.
Okay, let's look.
Okay, it says best move, even though we lost.
Yeah, don't be
Um,
result oriented, Derek.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you're right. That was the right play.
So the
fact
first
that-
question I have before we go to, I mean, you got a good question. What calls us? First question I'm most curious about is what do we need a spade to shove? And I mean, I think we can simplify this to say yes. I mean, we mix shoves without a spade, but I'm gonna ignore that. Just say we only shove here with a spade.
Yeah, how about
Um,
king of spade?
and we call without.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna simplify this.
Mhm.
So we shove. The other question is, where is his calling threshold? And yeah, he's only supposed to call us blocking the spade, but that's obviously enough to make it profitable. Here, he's supposed to mix with his hearts. This is gonna be hearts. And he's rarely supposed to play he only plays his ace queen this way. He never plays his ace king of spades this way, interestingly. So he doesn't, number one, part of his range that he takes his line with is very small, right? It's like what, like 5 combos or something. .7 combos. So yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah, he folds his ace queen quite a bit.
Yeah, he does.
Here
Yeah,
he's
he folds
folding.
it. Well, so, but I think that well, number one, I guess we're getting folds out of some ace kings that we chop with. And we're getting we're getting calls out of ace queen blocking the ace, the flush. So that's why we shove.
Yep.
Look
at that little tiny bet with the nuts.
Yeah, against his blocker, but he just doesn't take that line very often. Who's still on here? Skate, you still here? Maybe we lost Skate.
I mean, yeah, I'm still here. I'm just filling out this questionnaire.
All right, you got other stuff going on? That's cool. Who wants to take some more? Who wants to drive?
I'll do some more if no one else wants to.
Derek, we've lost you. We've lost your microphone.
Okay, how's that?
Better. Do you want to drive some?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Derek, you're on. All right. You've been 3-bet by cutoff. You have ace-10 suited on this texture.
Okay, we check. We always check.
We're nailing this part of the tree.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, half
We've got,
pot,
yes,
half pot
we're very
bet.
successful in knowing when to check out of position. He puts in this half bet. This is a very interesting spot.
That's not a good flop. The 6-4 is not good for him. There's no
I
ace.
wonder if we get check raised here.
Yeah, or we could just call.
Yeah.
I'm happy calling here.
Okay.
We have
I
no pair. Not much of a draw,
wonder.
but
So this flop isn't that great for his 3-bet range. I mean, he's got obviously ace of kings and queens, and jacks for that matter. I always fold with this one.
ooh, it's a fold. I'm wrong.
This is surprise. I didn't know he'd fold. It's very close, right? It's a 0 EV call. That's why we have yellow. So
Yeah.
we're not going to break the solver. It's like this is on the edge. So my thinking in solver strategy land is that when we have hands that are cuspy on the edge, we get check raises. But not in this situation. But we can call and not break the solver. So we'll just call for the fun of it, especially when we get that turn.
Oh, we flopped the nuts. I mean, we turned the nuts. I'm happy.
All right, what would you like to do now? Would you like to check to the better?
Yeah, we're gonna check and then check raise.
Or he bets a small bet. What would you like to do now?
We're check raising him.
Get in. What side would you like to use, sir? Your
Probably
SPR
about
is
60. You want to bet 60 or so?
a little over 2.
Just a little bit. We'll just go all in.
Shove?
Yep, shove it in.
All you can eat, sir. Well, we were there with the raise, but we just don't want to show. He calls us down, and do we get there? We do not get there.
Woohoo! No.
One more, couple more. Here you go.
Yeah, yeah.
So you got ace king. He bets into you a B33.
So we called his 3-bet with ace king in position. So yeah, we can call this. We got 2 overs and no flush draw.
Okay. Here we get to call.
2 overs and no flush draw. Whoa.
Pretty significant amount of folding. I didn't think it would fold.
Yeah, it was more folding than I thought.
We turn no equity.
No, but he
Negative
slows down
equity.
because he knows that your calling range involves a lot of flush draws.
Yeah, we have
Oh, did you
4s,
check?
we have 8s, we have 6s.
Yeah, Mike, he checked here.
We can play a small pot with our top pair, no pair, no kicker.
Notice how much he checks range when this flush completer comes in.
Yep.
He checks 80% of the time.
We can check back.
I'm sorry, Derek, say it again.
We can check back.
Okay.
No
Yeah,
pair.
so we begin to put some bluffs in, but mostly we're checking back. We have enough equity to show down. He's checked you twice. When you have ace king.
Let's just check this back. He might have a 4.
So he wants to start
Oh,
bluffing this high freak. He's
okay.
so capped now.
He has
that-
no 6s, no 4s, no 8s.
Yeah, he wants you to bluff.
And it's hard to imagine like what.
Oh, he has a set. He's really capped at top set.
What a trapping little bitch.
Yeah. He would've
Jesus.
called us.
Let's go
Snap
over this
calls.
line that he took. He took
Top set. We got top set.
flop queen, flops top set. He bets small. We call, turn a flush completing 8. He checks the top set on the flush completer. We check back, and then he checks river.
What
That is an interesting line. My first question is, what is his equity on turn? Maybe, is he doing this just because the flush completes?
how often do you check your top sets? Check and then check them again on the turn.
Well, I think when the flush completes, he's just like checking a shit ton, right? Because the ranges, look at hands, you look at flush. We just have more. It's not dramatic. We have more flushes.
Mm.
And he didn't have the queen of spades either, I don't think, right?
And he didn't have the queen of spades. Let's see. That's another good question. So let's go back to strategy. Big blind. Clear. Queens. Yeah, so he mostly is checking here with his top set. And if he does bet, he's gonna bet with the flush blocker.
My goodness.
Flush blocker gives him a significantly more amount of equity. When he checks and check, and then the river is this kind of inconsequential 10, how often does he continue to check the top set? So that's a low frequency play. You must have had the combo. Diamond, diamond club. Yeah, he had the one combo that checks. This is a very low frequency play he made. But you weren't falling
Okay.
for it, Derek. You missed
Yeah.
you
Even though
avoided
it's
the
the
trap.
wrong play, the wrong. I do a blunder and I work out good.
Yeah, you avoided the trap. One more. You got this is a nice one to have as your last hand.
Hmm.
You've got a set.
We're gonna check raise this.
Okay. I think that's an excellent play. You got it.
Oh, we're
You
we're
got your opportunity to check raise.
we're betting 20, 35, something like that.
Okay, so you want to bet pot essentially,
Yeah, we're potting it. Yeah,
which is fine.
they bet small. More.
And that's gonna happen sometimes. Life goes on.
Yeah, they
All right,
fold
I have to go
there.
in a couple minutes, guys. I want to watch England play in the Euros, but I think I got a couple more in me. Sutton, you want to take a couple?
Sure, I'm ready.
All right.
Check. It's gonna be check.
All right.
Queen. No, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Well,
out of
yeah. I
position.
don't think we have any dunks on it. So
Yeah, I think
that's
it's just easier to check. I think we sometimes when we see these big blind spots playing against late position opens, we see more incentives to dunk, but not in these 3-bet pots.
you get the small bet.
Small bet. We have backdoor straight, backdoor flush, second pair. I don't think we can fold here. I don't think I want to call, or I don't think I want to raise. I think I'm going to call here.
You got 60% of the straight flush.
Yeah.
So
Our
we do
straight flush
mix.
draw looks
I mean, I
good.
think your instincts are right that this is like this falls into this another region of
Yeah,
getting check raises.
when it's super connected, when your hand, like this hand, is just really connected around those two, that 5 and the 6, I see a lot of check raising happening with
Yeah.
that backdoor flush that goes along with it.
What's interesting here is that, this must be cuspy because we're check raising and calling with the spade and we just straight fold
Yeah.
without the spade.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Yeah, it's the same thing with the fours. We're in this kind of weird nether region, kind of like cuspy, if you would,
Hmm.
around with these kinds of middle pairs here.
We love our flush draw.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's gonna be a really bad card for us, I think. Check, and I am
100%
planning on
check.
folding here. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fold. Yeah. King's probably the worst card for us there.
We had so much potential. So
Yeah,
much
there you go.
potential.
There you go.
Good thing we didn't get our flush.
Hmm. We have a very strong hand here. No reason to any donking check. This is half pot sizing. We have the spade. We also just have a very strong hand here. Call.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm here, I think, well, I'm ahead of his ace king, ace queen.
Yep. I expect him to do a lot of betting here as the 3-better. It's not a particularly scary board. Like, I suppose we could have jacks, but the 3s and the 5s are less of a thing for us.
I'm just curious with our 9s and 8s here. Like
Do
our
we need a
9, 8s, and
spade?
7s without a spade? Do we need a spade?
Yeah.
I think the answer is we do need the spade. We need the spade.
You need a spade, yep.
We love our flush draws.
And we do love our flush draws. Another
There we
bad
go.
turn.
Another bad turn.
Another
We're gonna
bad
check
king
and
calls.
fold here. Fold.
Look at the amount of calling. Jeez.
Surprisingly, no,
I
calling.
didn't think.
I mean,
it'd
it's
be
got to
that
be
much
some
calling.
like recognition here in solver land that this is a bad card for us. He's bet a small sizing. He could have,
Yeah.
he has the relevant number of bluffs here. Like he could be continuing with like queen 10 or something like that maybe, and we block the straights with queen 10, so that's kind of nice, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're on some.
In human land, I don't think it's worth
Oh yeah.
worrying
Yeah,
about.
because humans, I get this is a fun. So we're indifferent. Let's just check for one sizing up here.
Yeah, it just gets it closer.
Yeah, for a little while. So close.
Mhm.
All right.
All right, gentlemen,
Um,
till next time, may the poker gods be with all.
All right,
Thank you,
Skate, take
Skate.
care.
Take care,
talk to you
Skate.
next time.
Yep, next week.
See you next week, Skate.
Masters.
Yeah.
Aha.
Oh, dear lordy. Well, look, this board is just like so good for him. I think. So I'm just gonna call here. I'm just gonna call in position. We don't really have to worry about making this pot big enough.
I'm betting
There are
pot.
not that many draws here.
Oh, I was wrong.
So you wanted to raise?
I would pot
Derek?
it.
Well, clearly you can
Which
raise
is clearly,
sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when it raises, it wants to use a smaller size because,
yeah.
I mean, your hand is really so good.
Yeah, and it's really underrepresented too, right? I mean, you're just
That's a
not
good
going to have
point.
ace king too often in this spot, and they're
Yeah.
going to have a lot of their ace X hands that are going to continue.
So let's just look at pretty how often we have these. I'm curious. So we flop here. Yeah, we have it against small blind, a pretty high frequency. More than I thought, frankly. All right, so calling.
We get a check here. So I'm expecting small blind is going to check. I expect them to be range betting flop, significant amount of checks on the turn. I think we want to bet small here. We do not necessarily have I don't know, do after they check. I mean, I would assume that they would continue betting with like a queen jack or kings or aces, or if tens hit. I think I'm going to bet small here. B33. And
So-
that B33 sizing is going to get us so that we're still pretty close to pot size bet if we decide we want to jam this on the turn, on the river.
Yep,
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, you know.
All right. So, I mean, you can, you don't want to go
So I think
mega
we're
big.
torn between,
Yeah.
keeping him in and like more like a 2E. This is fine. We've got so much equity.
That's a pretty blank turn. Let's get it in. Or blank river, I'm sorry. Ace queen, ace jack, ace 3.
Oh. Give us your money.
Yeah,
All right, last one.
Good job.
sure.
Last one for the day, guys. You ready? Here we go. Last one. Tens.
Tens. We are going to check the tens here out of position. Again, we got a B50 here. We got the backdoor flush. We have this, so we have the spade here. I think we've seen with the spade, we're gonna call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Second pair and the spade we're gonna call. Yeah. In theory.
very, very little bit of raise there. This is a blank. We're gonna check. We don't have a lead here on this card, I don't think.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
Sucks because there's so many draws here now. But we are still behind a lot of hands here, and I think ultimately we have better hands to call off with. And I don't think we want to turn this into a bluff. I'm going to fold.
Yeah, I would fold. It's pure fold. I thought solver might still get in there, but no.
But I think we're gonna have Queen X that still can call. Um,
Oh,
oh,
you bitch.
six.
You bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a bastard.
I think humans though a lot of times are not going to do this with ace king. Maybe I think that it might be a mix, but um I think the humans that are bluffing this are not necessarily thinking about their range construction. They're just I have ace king here, and they're not really sure if they're value betting or bluffing.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.